Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris.
And I'm Sean.
And this is...
Nerd to Nerd. What? Was that bad?
I blinked.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris.
And I'm Sean.
And this is...
Nerd to Nerd.
Welcome to this week's Nerd Talk,
where we talk about various topics we've read about during the week.
Please like and subscribe.
And leave your comments down below. If you have any topic requests, please let us know.
So topic number one, John Wick 4. I'm really excited about this movie. I want to start talking about the ending of the third movie.
Seriously. Please do.
It was really cool. John Wick kicked some serious ass.
And then at the end of the movie, he got shot by his friend Winston.
What an asshole.
Seriously. Such bullshit.
John Wick, that whole hotel scene where he destroyed all those guys. He
beats the shit out of everybody.
I know a lot of the scenes in these movies are just him going around and he's just kicking some serious butt.
Yeah.
And it's just
all the time, man.
Could you imagine rehearsing those scenes with all those? He must do this for hours.
Do you know how many people died in all of his movies? There's probably a laundry list of just actors like dead.
Right? Like in the...
Oh, I'm the guy who died in John Wick. Which one?
Yeah, which one? Like one of 1,000.
In the first John Wick, there was a scene in the nightclub, I thought it was, and I think there was...
Yeah, he was going after the son of the guy. It was
37
Alfie Allen from Game of Thrones.
37 kills in, like, one scene.
Wow.
I think I lost count.
I believe it. Like,
yeah.
And in John Wick 3, there was a scene with Halle Berry when he killed everybody when they were in the other country, and then in the hotel when, again, it was like another 50 guys. It's crazy.
He's a monster. He makes James Bond look bad. And I love James Bond, but he does.
Now, in this movie, we saw John Wick get taken away, and he meets the leader of the whole,
the
hitman
underground
organization.
facility.
It's like the high table,
Yeah.
It's
the man at the high table that's in charge completely.
Yes, and that was pretty cool to see. And he gives him a choice. He can either be killed, or he's going to have to go back to the Continental and kill his friend Winston.
Yeah, and Winston totally stabs him in the back anyway.
Well, I think it's because he had to.
You think so?
They cut his finger off, and that was his, the price he had to pay.
Right.
And they sent him back, and he was supposed to kill his friend. Now, if you remember in John Wick 1 and 2, he loves John Wick. And I love how this actor, Ian McShane, he said, I love how it's weird, but like it's the little things in movies that I really like.
Yeah.
I like how he just says Jonathan. I don't know what it is.
Jonathan.
It's his voice. It's really cool. And you can tell that he loves him like a son.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. He's probably the kid he never had.
So I think it's important for him to keep his position as the manager of the hotel. So at that moment, because John Wick didn't follow through with what the man at the high table wanted,
right,
he kind of had this obligation to shoot him,
Jonathan,
so he can keep
left him
Jonathan. And I think he kind of had to do it so he can keep his position, because in that position, he can help John Wick.
Yeah, and I also think that he shot John in places where he knew he wouldn't die. And it looked like he could have killed him, especially from that height.
Oh, definitely.
And he took a chance at killing him anyway, because he probably didn't know, okay, I could shoot Jonathan where I think he won't die, but the fall might kill him. So he took a chance, and I think it was still the best alternative for John.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He got hurt, but he didn't die, and he lives on to see another day.
Surprising.
So this fourth movie has to be the fallout between John Wick and that.
Which, if this is the fallout between John and the high table, is this the last John Wick that we're going to see? Because it kind of seems like it's setting up to be this big boom movie.
They did set up, maybe this is going to go into 2 movies, because they are doing John Wick 5.
They are?
They are.
That's super pumped.
Rumor has it that they're going to film back-to-back.
That's cool.
So that'd be cool.
Really? That's awesome news.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves in the future is going to be killing it, because he's got these John Wick movies coming out. He's got Matrix 4 coming out.
Yeah.
Which
we talked about last week.
Which we did talk about last week.
Yep.
And it's going to be a really exciting year for him.
Just to put it out there, I think John Wick is Keanu Reeves' best performance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
a lot of people don't want to say
this is a little off
Matrix,
topic, but you know who I want Keanu Reeves to be in a movie? I don't know why. I think he would be a really cool Ghost Rider.
Or Punisher.
I see Ghost Rider just because he's a motorcycle dude, you know?
It would be cool.
He's badass like
Either
that.
one. He's a badass, so any badass role.
So, you know, this is going to be a really exciting time for Keanu Reeves with these movies,
Yep.
and I can't wait to see it
Because
I've been
get back from COVID and kill him.
get back to real life. It'd be really cool, and I really liked all three of these movies so far, and I can't wait to see the fourth one. Now, recently they had some casting news.
Yeah, some really big casting news. The first one that I heard was by Deadline. Did you hear that?
No.
I heard Donnie Yen from Rogue One is going to be casted as one of John's old friends, and he's going to come into the fold. I'm assuming that he's going to help him get back onto his feet again, get him back into the role, because he basically has nobody without the Continental.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. Like, what does he do without his friend Winston? He's got to rely on somebody. He can't just go to Halle Berry all the time.
No.
She's in a tough position.
Yeah, Winston was everything for him. The system that they had paid for money, it paid for suits, it paid for weapons. All of that just got sucked away from John. So now he really needs to rely on his past, friendships, family, hopefully trying to fix relationships to seal his way back to victory.
All right, so I have to ask you, you think in this movie, is the Force going to be with him?
I'm one with the Force, the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, the Force is with me.
This is coming out to be like a super stacked cast.
And another actor that they added is Hiroyuki Sanada.
Absolutely love him.
He was in Mortal Kombat as Scorpion.
Fantastic.
He was really cool portraying that actor, and he was also in Endgame, which Jeremy Renner as Ronin killed him.
Yep.
And we know him in Last Samurai.
And he's also in Army of the Dead, which
we talked about last week.
Yeah,
last week's movie of the week.
Check that out.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does in the movie. I believe he was kept under wraps. We don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, I saw it was an undisclosed role, but he's definitely going to be in the movie. Really cool.
I can't wait to see what he does with this opportunity in the film.
Yeah, he's a really badass guy. I mean,
really cool. Yeah,
he's the martial artist in every movie.
Well, it's cool that they're going to have Donnie Yen and him because they're all both famous for martial arts.
Yeah, they're going to kick some ass. That might kick John's ass.
I wouldn't go that far. It's John Wick. It's
right.
Jonathan.
It's Jonathan.
And a surprising cast addition is the It actor, the crazy monster from It.
Is he really?
Bill Skarsgård, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to be doing. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be like a hitman or something, but like...
Yeah, he could fit into that role as another hitman after John.
It'll be good for this actor so he's not casted like as like a monster and he can do other things.
Yeah. What I want to see is how does the High Table find out that John's still alive? Does John go after the Continental? Does John go after the High Table? Does the High Table find out that John's still alive? Because I believe that Winston and the High Table, definitely the High Table, are under the impression that John's dead. So I'm super excited to see how this movie kicks off with basically John's resurrection. Because everybody thinks he's dead.
Well, I assume they'll think that, but it's probably going to be like all the other movies where, they look for a body and they don't find one. Like, oh, no, you can't find one. Find him.
Jonathan?
Find it now. Where's Jonathan?
Yeah.
Exactly. So they're gonna believe that, something's up and that he's going to be alive. And, he's going to start, maybe not going for them initially, but, he's going to start doing some things, and it's going to piss them off, and they're going to know. Mm-hmm. They'll know that he's still alive. He's John Wick.
You know what they got to do before the series ends?
If it ever ends. Maybe this will be the next Fast and the Furious, and we'll have John Wick 10.
I'm ready for that.
Which, I would like John Wick 10 more than Fast and the Furious 10.
Definitely. I want to see the Pitbull kick some ass. John's dog is a badass
I think it's about time.
Yeah. I don't even think he has a name for him. He just calls him Good Boy.
Just Dog.
Stay.
And
he stays.
Good dog.
Good dog.
Beautiful dog.
I don't even think he has a name for him. He just calls him Dog or Boy.
Well, I think the guy in the hotel, the Lance Reddick, the actor, plays him.
I think he gave him a name, didn't he?
I think he did. Yeah, I can't think of it right now. But I want to see that guy kick some butt.
It would be really cool for him to just bust out and start defending John.
Right? I want to see him doing
Start
all
kicking
this
some
like
ass.
karate and pull out guns like
he's just as
like a
badass
Terminator.
as John, and he's just been hiding it the entire time, and that's probably why he's the guy at the front door at the, the Continental.
That guy's mannerisms it's just so cool. He's one of the exciting parts of the movie for me.
And he's always had John's back too.
Yeah, definitely, just like Winston did.
Yep.
Until he shot him.
Yeah, I think John knows what's going on, but he's still pissed off.
Well, I mean, he freaking shot him.
I love that ending. John, are you pissed off?
Yeah.
I'm pissed
off. You got that good, man. You did that good.
I try. I may look in the mirror and try practicing.
He definitely does. He does this every morning before work.
As I'm brushing the teeth.
He does that in the Batman voice. Trust me. He does it constantly.
Yep.
So this is John Wick 4. I can't wait to see it. And
Big
I mean,
time, man.
John Wick 4 and 5 and maybe 6 through 10.
Or 12.
Or 12. Maybe we'll just have John Wicks for life.
That's fine with me.
And can't wait to see it.
Thanks, guys.
Topic number 2, Star Wars, with the possibility of George Lucas returning.
We got this covered, take it with a grain of salt, is reporting from YouTuber Overlord DVD that there's a possibility George Lucas could come back and have some sort of say with the Star Wars universe going forward?
Yeah, apparently George has said that he wants to put some more input back into Star Wars.
Finally.
And is apparently wants to put a financial stake back into Lucasfilm.
I'd be super excited about that because ever since I think he sold it, it's been going downhill.
I think so too. I just feel like the sequels and such, and even some of the shows, they just don't have that George Lucas feel to it.
Nope, not at all. The only thing that I did like was the Filoni-verse with Mandalorian. I think that's trending in the right direction, but as far as the movies go, I definitely feel that it was just not Star Wars at all.
Well, I feel like that was a little separate than the movies. The movies were all Kathleen Kennedy and her direction, which,
You could tell our tone is totally down from John Wick.
Yeah, I'm a little different.
A little totally different.
I mean,
it's different.
I'm not the type that I'm a hard critic, but I just shake my head with those movies. But the newer stuff like Mandalorian and the future of the Book of Boba Fett is in a new direction with Dave Filoni and
I like
Jon
that.
Favreau, and
I'm totally cool with that. And I never thought that I would like the bounty hunter feel as much as I do, but it feels more like Star Wars than the sequels
definitely
did.
they did really well with Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And if George Lucas comes back into the fold, and I need George Lucas back after what they did with those films.
We all do.
I love what he did with the original movies, and
we even went to go see him a couple times in theaters, but it kind of just felt like a disappointment. Just what way they were going, it kind of felt very confusing the entire time.
And made me really sad. George Lucas needs to come back. This video is sponsored by the Philadelphia Connection, where they bring the action to you. This is a great place for all your autograph needs of your favorite stars. Please visit thephiladelphiaconnection.com for a list of upcoming signings and for any in-stock purchases of your treasured entertainment and sports heroes. Sean, what did you think about the prequels?
I love them, especially all that lovey-dovey stuff, which I know you really do, right?
I thought it was over the top. I every time I see those scenes where they're like in the garden or whatever and they're having a picnic, like this isn't Star Wars. I feel like it's more like Dawson's Creek.
In the moment, it could feel like that and seem like that probably because we're not used to it and it's not your traditional Star Wars. But don't you think that it was necessary for George Lucas to put it in there so that the turn from Anakin to Vader was so much more significant?
He could have been a little less emo.
I don't think he was emo. I mean, he was confused. A lot was going on. Think about it. Honestly. He has no dad,
Emo.
no mom.
Emo. I'm not crapping on George Lucas because even though I felt like the whole relationship was a little over the top, it was definitely necessary for the story. And I know the sequels get a lot of hate, but I don't understand it. I always like the sequels, and I think it's important to the overall story of Star Wars because I really feel like they had that feel of, that George Lucas was part of it, and we missed that in the sequels.
Definitely. I love Darth Maul, hence why he's here. Anyway, I kind of wish that he was the Sith for Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith rather than Count Dooku.
Yeah, I really, really wish that he didn't die after the first one. He would have been a good villain for all three. And I'm sure they could have incorporated him with Count Dooku. I know they have the Master and the Apprentice, but
yeah, but
that was a big mistake to kill off Darth Maul.
I thought it would have been even better to see Anakin kill Darth Maul rather than Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan killing Darth Maul in that scene was kind of cheesy. The way he just kind of got chopped in half. He was a badass throughout the entire lightsaber duel, and then
he just dies really quick from Obi-Wan.
That was a little cheesy. It would have been even better to see him build through the second and third movie, and then maybe at the end or the middle have Anakin kill him because he was so skilled with the lightsaber. Would have been really cool to see Anakin get to that point.
Still an iconic scene. I remember I was 13 at the time when this movie came out, and to me at that age, Darth Maul was the highlight. I remember I went to so many toy stores and Toys R Us's to try and get the action figure Darth Maul, and I was so excited when I finally found it because it was really hard to find. Yeah. So to see that iconic scene in that film, the Duel of the Fates song is
still
so
iconic to this
so
day.
Freaking cool.
I had a Darth Maul toy and my dog ate it as a kid. I was so upset. I remember to this day.
Did he eat all your homework too?
No, I just didn't do it.
Oh, you just didn't do it. All right.
That's why I'm on YouTube.
Got it. Yeah. So seeing all those awesome scenes with Darth Maul and then for him to just get killed like that was cool. But I'm not crapping on the movie. I really liked that movie, and I know a lot of people didn't like the whole pod racing and they thought it was boring, but I thought it was cool. It was the evolution, the beginning of the evolution of Anakin.
Yeah. George Lucas even says it himself that the entire Star Wars story is the family life drama of the Skywalker family. You have to add every single little detail about Anakin Skywalker growing up, how he became the person that he is. So the pod racing was necessary. I know a lot of people don't like the love scene, but it was definitely necessary.
I don't want to wait.
It was necessary. All of it, the emo-ness, that was necessary to show his emotions going back and forth. I thought that every single thing that George did in the prequel was necessary to set up what he already had done in 4, 5, and 6.
Was Jar Jar Binks necessary?
No. I think George was drunk.
Misa liked Jar Jar Binks.
Misa have too much to drink. No, Jar Jar was not necessary.
Yeah, Jar Jar was cool. I didn't hate on Jar Jar like everyone else did, because a lot of people.
This is going to be the last video we make.
That's not cool, man. Misa not like.
He was okay. I really like Qui-Gon. I thought Qui-Gon should have lasted a little bit more.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
It was really sad.
And he's such a great actor too.
Yeah, Liam Neeson did really well as Qui-Gon.
That badass guy that's in every movie.
And he was he's a father figure to Anakin, kind of like the father he never had.
If it wasn't for him, Anakin never would have turned into Darth Vader. So I mean,
it would have been a quick ending franchise if it wasn't.
So he's important. I just wish he had a little bit more of an important role.
All he had to do was kill Anakin. They didn't have to worry about anything after that.
But overall, the prequels were great, and I would continue to love to see what George would have in store for us, because it kind of seemed like Disney completed his story, and I don't know what he would be interested in doing. Do you have any?
They completed a story, but it wasn't his story.
No.
Can you imagine if George Lucas was able, or to have some input or be in charge of the sequel movies? I feel like it would have been completely different.
I would assume that he probably gave Disney a script of, listen, this is what
Because he did have ideas when they bought Lucasfilm. He did have laid out plans. And apparently they were horrible.
I don't think,
but still,
I think anything would have been better than this. I don't think Disney followed through with his plan, because if it was, it wouldn't have. 7, 8, and 9 or not, you could tell it wasn't him. It was definitely Kathleen Kennedy.
It was a whole different feel. To me, it lost that. That feeling. I don't know how to explain it. It's just when I grow up and I saw Star Wars, you just,
Vader, the darkness, the strength.
Yeah, it just wasn't the same anymore.
It just died. It was none of it. It was weird, and Luke was just so. Bleh.
I don't even want to discuss Last Jedi.
We're not going to talk about Luke.
I know I've said it before. I'm not really a hard critic. I still like things because it still has to do with the characters, like Justice League. They had a second one. I still like the original because it still involves Superman, so I still liked it, even though I wasn't a fan of it. But my God,
no,
Last Jedi,
bad.
They crapped on Star Wars with killing Snoke, and then I left the theater very upset with how they misuse Luke.
I know. I was with you. You were pretty pissed.
I was really, really upset.
I was confused. I was really confused.
Really, really upset. I'm still not over it.
But I wanted to ask you, do you think there's a possibility of like a Star Wars multiverse where George Lucas's story and timeline can come in somewhere?
I mean, if Marvel and DC are doing it, why not?
I mean, Disney loves the multiverse apparently. Marvel's doing it, so
it's just it's tough now. Now Harrison Ford is older. So is Mark Hamill, and then,
that's true.
But now you're going to do 3 movies without Carrie Fisher.
I mean, I guess something's better than nothing.
That's true, but that's why I think what they're doing with Mandalorian, and if they continue with this Filoniverse and the Ahsoka show, I feel like they're trying to make up for those 3 movies.
They're trying to tap into the past.
Yeah, they're gonna add more story for Luke, I think, in those years that we haven't seen. They're gonna try and patch it up. I feel like a lot of this is Band-Aid work.
It just stinks that how Luke's gonna turn out, and it wasn't what everybody wanted. The last time we saw Luke, what was it, 30 years ago, before we got The Force Awakens, and he wasn't even in it.
Well, technically Mandalorian now. In that episode.
Yes,
that was
true.
pretty
but
cool.
Before that, we were expecting Luke to be this Jedi Master, the one who turned
the leader
down
of
the
a new
dark
council.
side,
Yeah.
Said no to his father, which he never had. Turned down the Sith Lord, did what his father never could, and now he's afraid running. So I mean, they kind of destroyed the character.
You know what's ironic? He's emo too now.
Yeah.
Just like Anakin.
Yeah. Like father, like son.
So that's season 2 of Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, the apple didn't fall too far.
He didn't want to wait either, so he just,
Which, I mean,
he ran to an island and cried by himself.
It's emotional.
So if George Lucas does come back to Star Wars, I really think that would really help Disney and the franchise going forward. And I look forward to...
It would light a fire under Star Wars again.
I think so, too.
Big time.
At the end of the year, we should be seeing something with Book of Boba Fett, and next year, hopefully something with Mandalorian Season 3, and we also got the Ahsoka show to look forward to.
Yeah, which is really, really, really exciting. Finally, she gets her spotlight because she's always kind of been in the armpit of Anakin.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Deservingly so. Really cool Jedi. Super excited for that.
So, at least for now, we have a lot of shows coming up, and it's a really exciting time for a Star Wars fan, and I can't wait to see it.
Me neither.
Topic number 3, Loki. Now, this was the 2nd episode in this series so far, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good. I was really impressed.
Really, really impressed. They definitely did. I feel like it got better from the first one, which is hard to do.
Absolutely.
It started out with Mobius, preparing to go search for this variant that has been causing them trouble.
Yeah, which I'm really curious about.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting stuff. And they got the help of Loki to help search for them because they know it's a Loki variant.
Or at least they think.
Or at least they think it's a Loki variant. But
I'm a little confused with the beginning part. I don't know if anybody else picked up on it, but Miss Minutes asks Loki what happens when a Nexus event goes past the red line.
And what'd she say?
Loki blew it off, tried hitting her a couple times with a piece of paper. And then he said, when a Nexus event goes past the red line, it could alter the timeline and reality and the destruction of the timeline and the reality as we know it.
Makes sense.
I'm interested in that.
It's pretty cool.
Very interested.
That's pretty cool.
Loki doesn't know things for no reason. He
Oh no, he's smarter than he likes to show, And one of the funny, little things in the episode that I really liked is when Mobius sent him to go, to a desk full of papers. So it's like Loki's just sitting there reading a lot of files like he's, working a 9-to-5 job. I thought that was pretty funny.
He goes the god of mischief to a
god
clock
of
in, clock out.
Clock in, clock out, exactly.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it.
What'd you think of the salad part?
Salad, it was a really funny, cool analogy. And he went over to the other guy that he kind of freaked out in the first episode, and he stole his drink. I thought that was funny.
That was really funny.
It makes a lot of sense, though. I mean,
does.
Loki's crazy. His mind's always wandering off. So the theory with the salad was funny.
Yeah, talking about the destruction of Asgard and Surtur destroying Asgard.
I thought it was really cool how they brought that in. And I liked how reading the file on Asgard is what triggered it to him. I like how they keep trying to reconnect with the past. Thought that was really neat. And, the analogy was funny. And Owen Wilson was kind of getting pissed. Well,
yeah, he was.
Mobius.
Could you imagine how much salt and pepper he put in that salad?
It was a lot.
Can't really blame him.
Hulk getting thrown off the Rainbow Bridge.
Right. So, which brings us to the idea of apocalypse events. Because he used the destruction of Asgard as an example for this variant. And he discovered something in that all those paperwork that this variant might be hiding in apocalypse events. Because if that apocalypse event is going to happen no matter what, they can do whatever they want right before, and the event's still going to occur. Nothing's going to happen. So it's a good way to mask Loki variant's presence.
And I think this is exactly why Mobius brought in Tom Hiddleston's Loki, because there's nobody smarter than Loki. So why not bring Loki in?
Yeah. Why not?
Already dead. Well, so we think, anyway. I think it's brilliant. I didn't think about it. Totally mind blown. I was like, wow, that actually really does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it went from his salad analogy to that's really smart.
Like holy crap, he's right.
Wow,
yeah.
like he's not nuts. I mean, he's nuts, but it's true. They're just hiding from apocalypse to apocalypse.
Mobius, I feel like, is giving him a benefit of the doubt, even though he knows what Loki is like.
Yeah.
And, even when he spoke to Ravonna to get the okay to do this, she kind of didn't want to do this, that.
Which brings me to another point. Mobius said in that conference that they had in her office, how are the timekeepers? I've never seen them. So I'm starting to think, are they continuing to bring up the timekeepers because they want us to think they're real or because they're not real? Because I've never heard of them.
Don't you think something is up with Mobius and Ravonna? Something seems a little off.
Yeah.
Don't you get the vibe that maybe it's just like Wanda, where those people were in the town and
they're building to something huge.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel like that they're forced to be there and they don't know it. Kind of like the Wanda, townspeople.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was in that realm of an episode, not an episode, but we get multiple episodes of people that are being controlled by another stronger thing and creating this universe, which is going to make multiple multiverses and other cool aspects of movie telling and storytelling. It's awesome, but I'm confused, and I can't wait for Wednesday to come out.
Yeah, right on. I can't agree more with you.
It's an awesome show.
I really, now we'll talk about this Loki variant, but at the end of the episode, Loki goes into a portal, and that's where the episode ends. So I'm really curious to see where he goes. But we come to find out in this episode that this Loki variant is actually Lady Loki.
Yeah. And another thing...
It's not a him, it's a her.
No, it's a her. Everything looks like Loki except for the face. The clothes, the way she acts, the magic. I want to know, is this really Loki?
Yeah, I know they're positioning it to make it look like it's, Loki, because in the episode, it's like, both like Tom Hiddleston's Loki is questioning like I'm the better variant. I'm the better version of Loki. And then when he faces off against her, which is played by Sophia DiMartino, by the way.
She was
really good. Definitely made a presence in the little time we saw her.
Mm-hmm.
They both went back and forth like I'm the better version.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was funny when Loki said, "Would I treat myself like this?"
Yeah, exactly.
Which was kind of another hint, like, is this her? You know,
right?
it's never that simple with Marvel.
Well, in the fight, he got beat.
Yeah, which I'm like, he's on Earth. He has his powers. What's going on?
Yeah, it is what I mean. It's just little subtle hints that we think that something more is up.
Yeah, WandaVision definitely is prepped us for
definitely. Who knows what's coming up next? Now, I want to talk about this theory that I read about. According to Forbes.com, it kind of talks about how Lady Loki is not Loki, and it turns out that maybe, and it's just speculation, that maybe this is the Marvel version of Enchantress.
That would be really neat.
That would be really cool. I know they're setting it up like it's Loki, but that would be a cool reveal.
Oh yeah, definitely, big time. That'd be excellent, man. I mean, what a perfect way to tie her into a Loki story.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they flow together perfect.
There's some evidence to this in Marvel canon. The character's name is Sylvie Lushton, and there's ties to Asgard and Loki.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Another thing is that in the episode, if you remember, she was called Loki, and she said, "Don't call me that."
Yeah, she seems like she's mad every single time that somebody or Loki calls her Loki.
Yes, because she must know that the TVA is calling her a Loki variant.
And she even says, "Call me Randy." I believe.
Randy was one of the guys that she, possessed.
Okay. I didn't
beat him up.
Yeah, I couldn't catch that.
So, can you imagine Randy beat up Loki?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that was pretty funny. Now, a couple of other interesting things that I saw on IMDb. It shows Kaylee Fleming, who I like in Walking Dead. She plays Rick Grimes' daughter.
Okay.
And she's listed as a young Sylvie.
Wow.
Which is interesting. And, in real life, she has blondish hair.
Right.
So it makes you wonder, Then Sylvie,
that's the MCU.
Maybe it's going to play into that Enchantress role.
It could. And I also read a little thing from Forbes that back in 2013, Tom Hiddleston had pitched a movie, a Loki solo movie with Enchantress.
Wow.
So
you never know. Maybe because he got his chance now in this show.
Yeah, maybe they said, okay,
maybe we can
work
that in now.
Prove that you are who you say you are, and he has done all that. He's a fan favorite, so I don't see why they wouldn't listen to him. He's done a great job.
Yeah, great job so far. How would you rate this episode?
I'm such a fanboy.
Oh,
Every episode
is this another 10 out of 10?
This is another 10 out of 10.
Oh,
I'm sorry, guys. It's another 10 out of 10. All the reason to go watch all this stuff.
Right? It's good. 9 out of 10. It was good.
There's
I liked
nothing
it.
wrong.
I really liked it.
Even better episode.
So, what do you guys think? Do you think this is Enchantress, or is it just another Loki variant? Please let us know in the comments.
Yes. Click like and subscribe, please.
And check out episode 3 coming next Wednesday.